Hello and welcome again. This is Naveen Datta from ThoughtJumper Inc. We are going to show one of the features that we have built in Profiled, which is an AI-driven career intelligence platform. The feature that we are going to show is where you can upload any document and convert that into a simulation, an interview, or a story quest. So I have two documents that I've uploaded. It's a very simple one. You just select the document and you click on that document. The document loads. I can maybe show that. Create another one for Nidhi Das. So it takes hardly few seconds. Once the document is analyzed, then I can go ahead and create an interview out of it. When I do an interview, this interview is a real interview simulation where there is an interviewer which asks the interviewee different kinds of questions, grills them, pushes them back on certain things. And before I do that interview, I can also prepare for that interview. It's very quick. This is a bug, should have been filed. Oh no, this is, I think it's local, right? This is not a bug. I'm actually on a local server, so I can click on watch Alice. When I watch Alice, Alice is a collective intelligence which looks very closely at my digital footprint on the internet, as well as is very much in line as a digital twin of the things that I do on the platform. Alice is still very sharp, and Alice is geared towards making me reach my potential, unlock my potential. Let's see how Alice can do that for us. So Alice is preparing right now for the interview.
Good evening, Alice. As we wind down this Saturday, let's reflect on your resume, specifically the quest from Nidhi Das Resume to PDF document. We'll explore how you've structured it to highlight your analytical journey. Before we dive in, please remember that this interaction is non-personalized, and we won't be using any of your past data. Does that sound like a good plan for our evening reflection? Reflecting on your resume, Alice, what was the singular most important objective you aimed to achieve with its overall structure and content, specifically for an analytics-focused role?
That's a good reflective question. My primary objective was to clearly narrate my career transition into data analytics, demonstrating how my diverse professional and academic experiences converge into a strong, practical analytical profile. I wanted to tell a coherent story of my evolving skills.
You mentioned diverse professional experiences converging. What specific experience, before your MBA, best exemplifies your nascent analytical skills, and what was its quantifiable impact?
Certainly, during my time as a project coordinator at Tech Solutions, I initiated a process improvement project. I collected and analyzed operational data using Excel, identifying bottlenecks in our client onboarding process. My recommendations ultimately reduced onboarding time by 15% over 6 months, improving client satisfaction scores.
You highlighted academic projects in your resume. Which one, specifically, challenged your assumptions about data integrity, and how did you overcome that challenge?
My customer churn prediction project during the MBA definitely challenged me. We initially relied on a clean dataset, but I discovered significant inconsistencies and missing values when integrating a secondary, real-world source. I spent a full week on data cleaning and imputation, using Python's Pandas library, ensuring the model's reliability improved by 12% on validation metrics.
When you say significant inconsistencies, what does that actually mean in practice? Provide a concrete example of an inconsistency you encountered and how you resolved it.
For instance, customer IDs were sometimes alphanumeric in one source and purely numeric in another. causing join failures. Also, churn date was occasionally earlier than signup date. I standardized IDs using regex in Python and implemented a conditional logic to flag and correct illogical date entries, ensuring data types and formats align for merging.
Your resume categorizes technical and soft skills. What was your process for deciding which skills to highlight and where to place them to maximize impact for an analytics role?
My process began by dissecting job descriptions for target analytics roles, identifying common keywords and required proficiencies. I then mapped my skills against these, prioritizing those directly mentioned or implied. Technical skills like Python and SQL went up front, while soft skills like data storytelling were integrated into project descriptions to show application, not just listing.
You emphasized data storytelling as a soft skill. What specific steps do you take to ensure your data insights resonate with non-technical stakeholders, beyond just presenting charts?
I start by understanding their core business questions and priorities. Then, I translate complex analytical findings into clear, concise narratives, using analogies relatable to their domain. Visualizations are carefully chosen to highlight the key message, and I always conclude with actionable recommendations, not just data dumps. It's about framing the so what?
Earlier, you mentioned reducing onboarding time by 15% at Tech Solutions. However, your resume also mentions a later project where a proposed solution was not adopted due to stakeholder resistance. How do you reconcile these two outcomes, and what did you learn?
That's a fair push. The onboarding project was primarily internal, with a clear mandate. The later project involved multiple external departments with conflicting priorities. Honestly, I learned the hard way that not all stakeholders value data storytelling equally, and technical merit alone isn't enough. My mistake was not engaging key influencers earlier in the process to build buy-in.
What specifically would you do differently in that later project, knowing what you know now about stakeholder engagement?
I would have initiated one-on-one discovery meetings with each key stakeholder much earlier, explicitly uncovering their individual concerns and priorities before presenting any solutions. I'd also co-create smaller, iterative prototypes to gain incremental buy-in, rather than presenting a big bang solution, fostering a sense of shared ownership.
Considering your MBA specialization in analytics, what overarching pattern have you noticed in successful analytical projects, across both academic and professional settings?
Let me sit with that. The most successful projects always started with a crystal clear business question, not just data availability, and they consistently involved a cross-functional team that genuinely understood both the technical capabilities and the business context. It's about bridging the gap between data and decision makers effectively.
What would have happened if those successful projects had started with just data availability, without a clear business question?
We would likely have generated technically sound, yet irrelevant, insights. It's like having a powerful telescope but no star to aim it at. The project would either fizzle out due to lack of direction, or produce findings that nobody knew how to act upon, wasting significant resources.
Looking forward, what is one specific area within data analytics that you are most eager to explore or develop further, and why does it resonate with your personal growth objectives?
I'm particularly keen on delving deeper into causal inference and experimentation, beyond just predictive modeling, understanding why something happens, and rigorously testing interventions. Feels like the next frontier for truly impactful decision-making. It aligns with my desire to move beyond descriptive analytics to prescriptive, truly influencing strategy.
If I may, how do you typically see candidates demonstrate genuine curiosity in these advanced analytical areas on their resumes, beyond just listing a course? That's an excellent question, Alice. Beyond coursework, I look for personal projects, hackathon participation, or even blog posts where candidates actively explore and apply these advanced concepts, showing self-driven learning and practical engagement. It demonstrates passion beyond academic requirements. Thank you, Alice, for this insightful discussion on resume optimization for analytics roles. It's been a valuable evening wind down. For future interactions, granting consent for data processing could unlock more personalized features. Always remember your data rights, including access and erasure. Have a restful evening.
So that's how a session, an interview session, an actual interview session, before an actual interview session, you can orient yourself, and when you're ready, you can click on start interview. I will not going to click on it right now, but it gives me it. There are different ways to go about this. There is a coach on, coach off. There is an audio on, audio off. I can switch off the audio as well. I chose to keep it because this was for the video, and it gives me a masterclass debrief, which was my breakthrough moment. What techniques should I use when I get into an interview, and how should I what should I practice next? So it also gives me that, and key takeaways from this session. So that's how. There are some tips before you get into an interview. You actually see an interview done by your digital twin along with the interviewer, and you can do it on anything. And this does not need to be just an interview. Interview is more like a feature. It can be a structural debate. It can be something where you are role playing, assessing yourself. It can be hand holding as well. It can be about anything. It can be as per the documents you upload. It can be as per the context that you give on those documents. It can be as per the activities that you've done in the platform. So that's how the documents work. Thank you so much for your time. Happy thought jumping.